Hey everyone, and welcome back to recovering the best weapons to use in Battle Royale. Side note before we get into the list, this is in no particular order, so the best weapon for you largely depends on your preference and playstyle. Starting off with the range primaries, we have the JAK-12 as the best long-range assault rifle. The accuracy is arguably the best in the game due to its incredibly low recoil and low flinch, which is ideal for taking long-range gunfights. This paired with its amazing long-range time to kill of 1045 milliseconds, which is only slightly slower than the Oden, means that no full auto primary can beat it in terms of long-range reliability. However, the JAK will struggle at closer ranges as the time to kill up close is on the slower side, making it less viable for smaller maps like Alcatraz. If you want to absolutely dominate and outgun everyone at most ranges, granted if you can control the recoil, the S36 is the perfect weapon for you. The S36 has some of the most absurd time to kill profiles in the game, with the fastest long-range time to kill out of any full auto at less than 1 second, while still being able to reliably challenge SMGs with more than twice the range. The large mag size of 110 rounds means that you can wipe entire teams before needing to reload. It does have a bit more recoil, so it's not recommended for beginners, but if you can handle it, the only things that can beat you at range are sniper rifles. Also, being a light machine gun means it has noticeably slower handling and more flinch than assault rifles, which can cost you some gunfights, especially when taking fire from enemies. If you don't want to deal with the high flinch or slower handling, you might want to try out the Oden instead, as it has comparable time to kill, even beating it at medium ranges. Its damage per shot is also much higher, which makes it a better option for trading shots, but it does have an extremely slow fire rate and relies on chest and headshots to achieve that time to kill. This makes its performance less consistent, as subpar aim will send its time to kill to the shadow realm. The CR56 AMAX is the go-to option for being the all-rounder. While it is not quite as ridiculous as the S36, it still has a great time to kill that doesn't rely on multipliers, although chest and headshots are still incredibly rewarding, allowing you to kill insanely fast. The recoil is on the more moderate side, but it's still very much controllable for most of your engagements, and the only real concern here is the mag size of 40 rounds without mods, which is quite small for its higher fire rate, so taking out multiple enemies in one mag will be much harder without extended mag mods. Now to cover the precision weapons. The XPR50 takes the throne as the best DMR thanks to its guaranteed 4-tap at any range, lack of recoil, comfortable fire rate, and fast bullet velocity, compared to its competitors such as the M21 EBR. This gun combines ease of use and long-range dominance, which makes it an absolute menace at longer ranges that can be extremely infuriating to play against. But you will need to pair it with a good sniper support weapon, as using this for closer ranges is practically suicide. For those who can land headshots at long range consistently, the HDR is your best bet, due to its guaranteed 1-tap to the head and 2-tap anywhere above the legs. Its insanely fast bullet velocity of 2,380 meters per second means that you won't need to lead your shots nearly as much, and at some ranges you don't even have to lead at all. The extremely low flinch lets you stay on target even when taking fire. Just like the XPR, you will need a close quarter secondary to cover its close to medium range weaknesses. Speaking of secondaries, the JAK-12 and Echo are amazing shotguns that can provide great close-range performance, and their high damage per mag means that you can easily take out multiple opponents simply by holding down the fire button. Although each of them have their own distinct advantages, the JAK-12 has a faster fire rate and a higher pellet count, which makes it easier to use, while the Echo deals more consistent damage and has better range, making it a more rewarding option. Next, we have the worst nightmare for every Alcatraz main, the Atrus 0405. As the only shotgun capable of one-shotting against 300 health, or being able to abuse movement, it is the strongest weapon for close quarters, assuming you hit your shots. The only thing that you need to worry about is the fire rate, which is on the slow side even for single-fire shotguns. But if you are accurate, there is no close quarters engagement that you will lose. If you're not a fan of shotguns, which many are not, then the next best thing is the LAPA, which is the best SMG for close quarters, as it has everything you can possibly ask for. Amazing time to kill, tight hip fire, high damage per mag, low recoil, and good sprint to fire. It does have some substantial drop-off, so you're limited strictly to close quarters. It also relies on your ability to land upper body shots, so lower skilled players may not be able to achieve its potential, which is why the Fennec can be used as an alternative. Having the fastest time to kill amongst SMGs while not relying on multipliers as much. Then having the second fastest fire rate in the game makes it much more forgiving, but also makes you will fly through your mags, so it's less ideal for taking on multiple opponents. When it comes to sniper support weapons, the Type 25 is king, boasting the fastest time to kill across the full auto weapons, while having noticeably more range compared to guns that even come close. While its mobility is not quite as good as guns like the Fennec or the LAPA, it is still really good considering its sheer lethality. Recoil is not too much of an issue either, as the weapon is accurate enough for its intended ranges. But there is one big downside: you are limited to a measly 30-round mag, since stopping power is mandatory, so extended mag mods are a priority on this weapon. And those are all of the weapons we recommend using in Battle Royale. Let us know in the comments if you have other weapons that you recommend, and if you found the video to be helpful, please like and subscribe. Oden.